Some reflections on a pretty unbelievable comeback for your group tonight.
Yeah, no, resilient. You know, the guys picked that word. And that was probably the word tonight. A little resilient. I thought we were playing pretty good, even though it was 4-1. Hung in there. That's really what it comes down to: hanging in there and trying to. Obviously, that Lindy goal to make it 4-2 made a lot of people. There's a shot. So, yeah.
How about Archer's resilience in particular after a couple that he might like back to hang in there and help you guys see it the rest of the
time? Yeah, I mean, goaltending, it's, sometimes it's going to, things aren't going to go your way sometimes in the game, and you got to hang in there. And that's what he did tonight.
Rick, I know a win's a win, but sometimes some of them should be capitalized. You mentioned you're down 4-1, yet you played so well 5-on-5. You limit them to just 6 shots. Does this one have deeper meaning for the guys in the room, and does it reinforce what you're doing and add additional confidence heading the rest of the way?
Yeah, like I told you guys, every game is different, and it's one game. You got to think that way. So tonight, obviously, we like the way we defended, but it's one game at a time. You make adjustments. Both sides will make adjustments, but I thought for the all year we're a good defending team, and I think when we have something to fall back if things don't go our way, and that's our foundation.
Does your team impress you in different ways, night after night?
Yeah, I think all year. Like I said, it's a resilient group. Sometimes we're not pretty. Sometimes things happen, but I just feel like it's a real close group, and this is when you need a close group, in these situations. I thought everybody did something tonight to contribute. I don't think we had any passengers tonight.
Rick, I know you liked a lot of the different facets of your game, but when you look at the last 25 minutes or so, you mentioned the Lindholm goal, but when do you think the tide really started to turn?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think, when you make it 4-2, they had a couple waves at us. I thought we handled their waves pretty good. I think that sometimes gives you confidence, and it boosts you on the other end, I guess. It wasn't like, we scored and then they were all over us again for long stretches. It was just, and I'm not saying we're all over them. I'm just saying we just believed in, if we get that next goal to make it 4-3, you never know. It's just, I don't know what tide, what part turned the tide, to be honest with you, because there was just the little small moments everywhere.
And was that something you guys talked about? Get that next one, and we're in business?
Yeah, no, we talked about it. I said to him after it was 4-1, I said, it's not, like, don't get frustrated. It's not that bad. We don't have to push all our chips, and thought we were pretty good. So I think that's the key. There wasn't a lot of guys hanging their heads. Coaches were yelling and screaming. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought we were pretty good. So I think that's the key.
Rick, Zadorov had his fingerprints all over this one, a few big hits early, got the tying goal, assisted on the winning goal. Just how much does he mean to this group right now?
Yeah, I think Z, how I feel about him, it's just his, as much obviously on the ice, he just had a hell of a playoffs for us, but his locker room, you guys don't see the stuff that he does. He's a leader, but he's also a funny guy. Like, he keeps guys loose. Like, he's even on the bench with me. Like, he says some stuff and the pressure's on, and somehow he says something. I chuckle. It's like 4 minutes. It's a high game, and something he said. I can't remember what he said. I was laughing, but he's obviously a huge acquisition for us on and off the ice.
You talked about your defense as a team earlier, but specifically against McDavid, you guys had an advantage on shot attempts, an advantage on scoring chances. How were you able to limit him as well as you did 5-on-5?
Well, I thought we were pretty good in the neutral zone. I thought we did a good job of gapping up. He's going to get his looks. We know it. We just got to make sure we just limit some of his rush chances.
You've talked about the importance of the shift after a goal, either for or against. You seem to be getting some good shifts from the Lindholm line in particular after a goal. They get the quick goal after. What about them makes them such a good line to keep that momentum going?
Well, I think if you look, Garza's a good forechecker. Him and Dak together. So anytime you can get that, get that forecheck and keep the puck in their end after a goal, even a goal against, like, it kind of stops momentum. They're good at kind of keeping the momentum or stop the momentum. That line does a good job. I think it's because they're forechecking. Obviously Garza's a does a good job of getting on the forecheck and Dak. And obviously, Lindy had a monster game for us. I don't know what he was in the dots tonight. Was he 14? He was 14 for 4 or something. I mean, that's huge for us.
And you also talked a lot about the importance of holding on to pucks and not throwing them away. You kind of saw both sides of that, whether it's Ian Cole on the rush throwing a puck away, or you've got Dakota and Teddy holding on to pucks and assisting on goals. Did you emphasize that even more going into those final periods, trying to get them to keep holding on to pucks?
Yeah, we've talked about it before the series. We talked about it in the June periods. You got to hold pucks. You got to be able to, if you don't even have anything, sometimes it's okay just to hold a puck in a battle situation. We get in trouble when we throw pucks away. And there was some good times when we did hold it, like you said, on those goals. But we just got to keep with that mentality. It's hard to do, but it wears on you because you're going to get hit, you're going to battle, you got to move your feet. It's taxing, but if everybody does it, I think it's winning hockey.
Rick, through some of the biggest moments that your club's had over the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of shots of the bench and your team goes nuts and you're pretty stoic. But it looked like post-game tonight you were pretty excited. What was different about this moment?
I don't know. It's usually not me. I'm usually pretty, you're right. I don't even know if I cheered when Lindy had that overtime goal in Nashville. I don't know. I just like the demeanor of the guys. I don't know, just let it out. I don't know. I just like the way these guys came back, resilient. But like I said, it's, game one, actually don't like seeing me doing that, to be honest with you. I really don't. Not game one. So find fun or something. I got to do something.
With regards to your first period, you've probably said it every day since you advanced. Don't want to take any penalties, and then you probably have 2 close calls plus the too many men on the first shift. What do you take from that, and what did you take in general from how your club managed the emotions of a first period where maybe it took you a few minutes to sort of find your way into the game?
Well, it's obviously, it's not a penalty of too many men. And then when they scored the power play goal, it's like, here we go. I thought, I didn't really feel guys were like, here we go. Because, obviously the story is their power play is unreal. And we just gave them the first minute of power play, and they score a power play goal. So it could have been disastrous. So we've got to give the guys credit kind of hanging in there.
The narrative of this postseason for you is just, it's been getting these contributions, but how much does tonight sort of help you and your staff underscore that point of not only is it important to get those contributions, but this is the blueprint, not only for how you beat a team in one game or a team like the Oilers, but this is just how you win in the postseason in general.
Yeah, I think it's just been a gradual since training camp, every day preaching it, guys buying in, working at it. And then when you're successful doing it, there's obviously more buy-in and guys feel good about what we're doing. So, it's all players. They understand, how we got to play, whether it's Canuck hockey, and we got to continue that mode. And that's really what it comes down to.
Can it be difficult to for the group to keep its composure when you give up essentially 2 goals, real quick ones against a run of play that make it 4-1?
Yeah, no, 100%. Maybe 4 or 5 months ago, or maybe last year, you might have seen some frustration, some laziness, or something to frustrate us. Take a bad penalty. If you look at it, when they're 4-1, I thought we still stayed disciplined. We weren't pinching. We weren't selling the farm, and I think that's maturity of the year, how we've kind of built our resolve.
As you mount the comeback, the crowd is going bonkers. Yeah. Do you feel like it helped your group tilt the ice?
I thought when we made it 4-2, the crowd was really loud. I think that helped. I think the fans helped. I definitely the fans helped us tonight. But that 4-2 goal, I thought that they're still up 4-2, but that building was really loud. Obviously, when they scored 4 or 5, that was huge. But I think the 4-2 goal kind of gave us a little bit of energy. The crowd gave us energy on the 4-2 goal, for sure.
There's definitely different... Amber alert.
Generational talent.
Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.